We don't.
We'll
We
go
don't need to.
live.
We don't need to finish the countdown. That's not necessary.
Stop interrupting the host, Brian.
Uh, yes, I'm your host. We're doing a draft because I wanted to do a draft, and these four
Because I wanted to
lovely
do it.
gentlemen said, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah.
So we're here. We're doing a draft, and as you can tell by the title, this is the based on a true story draft, which I will get to after I introduce um, these guys. Uh, this is also the order we will be drafting in. Spun a wheel off screen and just determined the draft order. It will be a snake draft. So what that means is we'll go 1 through 5, 5 through 1, until we're all done. Drafting first is Steve Mesa. How's it going?
Going very well. Had this invitation from one of the panelists saying, "Hey, we're going to do some drafting tonight," and I had nothing on scheduled tonight, so I felt like tonight was a very, very good night to hang out with my fellow cinephites. You know what I mean? To start drafting movies based on true events, and I got my five. Let's see if my five goes through or if somebody starts poaching them.
We'll see, because one of the people that could poach them is the person in the second position, Mr. Brian Nussbaum. Brian, how are you doing?
It's going good. Let me draft. This love the category that were given for tonight. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
And drafting third is JPO. JPO, how's it going?
Hey, doing fine. I mean, we were supposed to start like 20 minutes ago, Jacob, but that's fine, man. I know people are busy, so I'm just happy to be here and have some fun drafting.
Here's the funny thing.
Chris, how you doing, man? How you doing, Chris?
I was co-hosting a trivia match, and the main host was like, at first he was like 15 minutes late, just sending the link out, and then we all get there, and he doesn't even have the scoreboard ready. Like he's got to talk to JB3 about that, because JB3 will always have the scoreboard ready.
Yeah, he's a good host.
And then we're just chit chatting for another 10 minutes. So we started like 23 minutes late. It was ridiculous.
That's weird, dude. I'm sorry about that.
But we're here, so it's all good. It's all good.
We made it.
We started late, but you know what? Better late than never. Although never late is better. Chris Diaz is also here. Chris, how's it going?
Doing good. Here to talk about a lot of great biopic true story movies. I got a bunch of good ones that I love, and I have some backup in case I want to get my kids going.
Yes. Chris will be drafting fourth. I'll be drafting fifth, which means I will also get the first pick in the second round, because that's how snaky draft works. All right, so the based on a true story draft, it's not just all jumbled like any movie based on a true story. There are 5 specific categories and then a wild card. The 5 specific categories. We will be drafting a war movie. We will be drafting a sports movie. We will be drafting a musical biopic. We will be drafting a historical drama. And then we will be drafting a movie that is just based on true events. So that, we've had a lot of those, based on that have come out recently. So something along those lines. And then your wild card, it can be any of the 5 or your choice. If there's another, if there's just a plain biopic you want to pick, go for it. You do not have to draft them in that order. You can draft anything in any order. So if you want to draft your musical biopic first, go for it. I wanted to do this. I didn't even make a list, so I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Whatever movie I want. Although I do have to wait for the last pick this round. But we're not going to make Steve wait anymore. Steve, you have the first pick. What category are you going with, and what movie in that category are you going with?
So I'm going to go with based on true events. Man, I'm torn between 2, but I have to go with the obvious one. I think I'm going to have to go with Goodfellas. It's Scorsese's masterpiece. It's a movie that's based on true events. I was actually thinking about going with Zodiac, but I love Goodfellas more than I have loved Zodiac. And I mean, there's not really much to be said about Goodfellas that's haven't been already said. I mean, great cast, great script, great soundtrack, great direction. Enough said.
All All right, so first overall, Goodfellas. Brian, what are you going with for your first overall
I'm
selection?
gonna go with sports on this one, and I'm gonna pick Air, the whole creation of the Nike shoe, and how the Air Jordan got made. It's one of my favorite films of the year. Great performances by Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Chris Tucker, all one good performances. Viola Davis, great job as the mother. So Air is my pick for sports.
All right, I want to wait. I don't mind the pick. I don't mind the pick. It's
Okay.
absolutely a valid pick. I want to bring it up to the panel though. Is this a sports movie or is this a based on true events movie? Because it's about the creation of a shoe. Yes, it's a basketball player's shoe, but is it a sports movie or is it a based on true events?
Yeah, you might have to pivot to a true story because there's only archived sports in it.
But
But it's based.
that's sport.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
so
could be either one.
that's why I wanted to bring it up. I know there's some, but I wanted to bring it up to the panel. That way, there was
If
no
they're cool with it, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
If we did a poll, okay. That's why I wanted, and then we could have said for anyone because if we do, I'll probably make a poll. And
it's
so-
based on either one, and I want to
Wait,
keep
wait,
it.
hold on, talking, please, Chris. And then that way, if anyone has any questions, oh, Aries not a sport. Well, we discussed it on screen, and we decided that it's going to fit in that category. So that's why I just wanted to.
Yeah, I
clarify.
had a feeling if we said no, Brian would go with my pick. So I say it's based on sports.
Oh, so fucking Chris is only saying yes so he could save his spot. He's not actually answering the question. No, I'm back to no. What do you think, Jacob? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm neutral. That's why I wanted to bring it up to the three of you. But
Yeah, but Chris didn't actually answer the question. Chris is just saving his ass.
hey, that's fair. Any clarification you need to make? JPO, you are now on the clock as we say in drafts.
Hey, it is me. Let's see here. For true events, give me Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh, good one.
Good one.
Jordan Belfort going to sell you this pen. I love it. It curses a lot. I love the word fuck. So that's cool. Fuck. See, I said it twice. Now we like that movie. And no, I think it's a great
We're
movie.
not a PG-13 channel anymore.
No, you get away with a couple nowadays, maybe two. No,
Maybe.
Is it still just one.
Mhm.
I don't know. Well, fuck. Now we're definitely not.
We're definitely-
No, man, I think it's a great movie here. It's one of the rare movies that is lengthy, but I don't personally feel it here because you're on a really fun journey here of just horrible people that are really fun to watch here, man. Kind of a small part of you wants to, get some cocaine and hookers after that show. Am I right, everybody? Am I right? Cocaine and hookers.
Cocaine and
I'm sorry, I'm high on Mountain Dew right now. Actually, no, I'm cheap. I'm high on Mountain Lightning. All right, Chris, how about you?
Is that the title of his autobiography, Cocaine and Hookers?
I always thought, actually, I have joked before about my biography is going to be chicken tenders, cocaine, and hookers, parentheses. Only one of these is true.
Let's call this mine.
All right, so Wolf of Wall Street is off the board. Not a bad trio of movies to start off with. Chris, are you going to keep the hot streak going?
I did go with sports. I did go with it before somebody else took it. I did go with my favorite sport movie. Also, is a movie that I loved when I grew up. Remember the Titan. It is
All right, solid.
one of the best sports movie ever made. It's Denzel Washington giving a great performance. Bill Paxton, like everybody in the cast, great Ryan Gosling early performance, and no, hey, goodbye. Like that emotion with the funeral at the end. Making true story, right side, left side, right side, left side. It's just they stick with you. And yeah, I know somebody will eventually take it that want to pass on this because when you talk about sport movies based on true story, they do often come up. Like, and that rivalry Brian would take that really any pounce on it in case somebody else.
It was on my list of Titan, so.
All right. Well, I'm happy to get this pick. I'm gonna go with my historical pick, and I'm gonna go with just one of the best movies ever made, which you could say about a couple movies that have already been chosen. Some of the best movies ever made, but I seriously think this is one of the 10 best movies ever made. I'm gonna go with Schindler's List.
I
Would that
released this
also count as a war movie too?
No, it doesn't count. I wouldn't count it as a war movie.
I wouldn't
I
count
think-
because it's about the Holocaust. Holocaust didn't have the war in it, so.
Yeah.
I lean more towards historical than war on this. It's not really about a war. It's about the people. So.
Yeah, it's set during the war, yes, but it's more of a historical, more of the Holocaust side than the war itself. So
Yeah.
All right, then I go.
Damn.
Then I have it back.
Like I wasn't a see Chris is a sneaky little bastard. He's only saying no because he wanted it for his. I don't trust this man. I don't trust you.
I'm
Chris.
a back and forth between war or.
I'm gonna say no because I wanted it. So no.
you can say no because you wanted it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to shift the category. That's which is what we're going to, which was what we were suggesting with Air as well. Not that he couldn't take it, just that we were
no. I get with
what
I have back.
All right, so that's the end of round one. Just to recap.
Good night.
Just to recap, Steve took Goodfellas based on true events. Brian took his sports movie with Air. JPO took another based on true events with Wolf of Wall Street. Chris took his sports movie with Remember the Titans, and I took my historical pick with Schindler's List. Steve, how do you feel about round one?
Wolf of Wall Street and Schindler's got sniped, so they were in my top 5. So I don't know. I got Goodfellas, so I mean it's not too bad. So I mean I got one of the best movies ever made. So I mean there's nothing really to cry home about. So not completely mad about it. I got other backups.
Yeah, I was about to say, how are you going to take Wolf of Wall Street when you already took it based on true events? And then I remembered we have a wild card. So you can absolutely take that as well. Brian, how do you feel round one? Did anything get taken from you that you were hoping would fall?
Yeah, with the Wall Street or shows be taking other rounds, but they're going the first round. They're heavy hitters, so there's that. I have one of the great feel good sports films of the year. That doesn't focus on sports, focus the behind the scenes of the sports.
That is true. Maybe foreshadowing how I might do my sports pick later. JPO, how do you feel the first round went? You were able to get Wolf of Wall Street, which I'll be honest, is not a movie that immediately came to my mind on based on true events, but absolutely 100% a first round pick. So were you expecting any of these other movies to go in the first round? Did you want any of them to fall to you? How do you feel?
What got picked again?
So it was Goodfellas, Air, Wolf of Wall Street, Remember the Titans, and Schindler's List.
No, I mean this just goes. I was never too afraid of round one because maybe some things get taken, but there's so many good options in each category where I'm not too heartbroken by anything here. You know what I mean? So I think everyone picked pretty good here. It might get later on when it's like, damn, maybe your last pick might be down to your last options, but we'll see, man. There's a lot of good options I think we could pick all night.
Yeah. All right, Chris, you took you said your favorite sports movie with Remember the Titans. Were you hoping any of these other movies would have been available?
I have Air on based on true event and a little bit sport too. I have a back and forth. It went back up, but on top of my list. But yeah, I love Air. All of the other choices are really good choices.
Yeah, and as for myself, I expected to Remember the Titans to go at some point in the draft. It's one of the better based on
why I pounced on it because I knew somebody would have took it if I didn't.
But, Air. I was hoping Air might fall. I didn't expect it to go first round. Being honest, it is one of the best movies of the year, I think. But I was gonna. It was in my mind for based on true events. I was hoping to get it maybe third or fourth round, but it went first round. Not surprised. Goodfellas and Wolf of Wall Street again, just two of the best movies I think ever made. So obviously they're first rounders too. And Remember the Titans is a popular one. So not a bad first round at all. But we are kicking off round 2, and it is me first. And there's so many options that for war that I think are great picks. But I'm just going to go with one that I love. I think it is a technical masterpiece. I'm gonna go. Might not be the best war movie. But it's sometimes you go with your favorites over the best when you're doing drafts. I'm gonna go with 1917. I think this movie again, on a technical, on a
Are we-
technical level, I think it's fantastic. So
Are we okay doing loosely based like that? Where like ever struggling with some war movie?
Well, shoot your
Luke-
shot and we'll let you know.
yeah, loosely based. I mean, yeah, if it's like too egregious, then we'll say something. If not, then just go for it, bring it up, and if it gets vetoed, it gets vetoed.
Yeah.
And that's why we have backup.
I have
Shoot
one
your
and
shot,
then I
man.
have backup on this one.
All right. Well, if you are going for war now, you can bring it up. Or if you want to wait, it's your
I-
choice. So really, you just can't pick. Well, I mean, you can pick another sports movie as your wild card, but
No, I'd say my wild card for later. Yeah, I do go with war. It's loosely based on it, but it's based on the account of the three brothers family with three brothers that died, one of them go missing, and the army. I think with, and you guys to argue. I go with Saving Private Ryan because it's loosely based on like this family, and that got the inspiration for Saving Private Ryan. I do go with the opening is based on a true event. Will you guys accept it or not? That Ryan like.
It's opens with the war, so I'll accept it.
Yeah. It's loosely based on a true story.
I'm gonna pull a Chris and say no based on the fact that I wanted it instead. So
Take up. What do you think?
well, if we say no to him, we're going to say no to you, Jordan.
no, I'll
Exactly.
do it as wild card. Oh no, wait, then you still say no. Shit.
Yeah.
I just fucked myself. No, I had it on my list. A lot of these do take liberties at points, but
Yeah.
again, from what I saw on lists, I saw multiple people have this. So
This is. I love this film. I came into this a little bit late. I saw it during the pandemic. Yeah, the opening is fantastic, but the emotional story with Tom Hanks, like, and all the story, like when he tells the truth about what he does for a living, I think one of the best moments in the movie. And the fantastic dialogue, fantastic casting, Bryan Cranston, Dean Von Vivisi, Matt Damon, like everybody gave Vin Diesel actually gave a decent performance in the movie. Boy,
poor guy.
Yeah,
Finn
this is-
fucking Diesel's decent.
yeah, that's one of my favorite Spielberg movie, and I think it's a fantastic movie. The opening alone is like astonishing for that go on for that long, but intense. Like,
I feel like we say Vin Diesel is actually decent quite a bit.
I mean, he is Groot.
I feel like we say that more. That it's getting to the point where maybe he's actually not a bad actor. You know who else isn't a bad
I don't know.
actor?
When do we say that?
You know who else isn't a bad actor? JPL when he's giving his second pick.
Hey, yeah, you know me from things as Hunter X and my short films, which you can find on my channel if you dig deep enough. Don't though. Let's see here.
So you don't even have to dig. You just go and you filter by oldest to newest, and then you should be able to find them.
Then you'll find them quickly, evidently. We will go with this one. Maybe we'll debate this. I would like to choose Argo as my war movie.
I had to think.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
It's on your list, Chris, though. That's the thing.
No, not on my list. I had to think whether it was one movie.
No, it's not a war. I don't think it's a war movie.
I think
We
it's
got
based
one
on
note
true.
from Steve. What do we got? Yeah, it is.
It's based more on
And
true
there's a
events than a
war.
war movie.
That makes
It's
But
not
that's
a.
the problem.
It's not really. It's no. It's
Steve,
not
you
a,
had your vote. Steve, we're past you.
okay.
You
Just
said no, we're
Yeah.
past you.
Got you. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I had to say no because more based on a true event.
Okay,
than
we're
a war
past you,
movie.
Chris. Brian.
It's a biopic drama thriller, as IMDb says. So, are you safe for war? So no.
All right, Jacob, outvote them all.
I have to agree.
No? All right, Fury. Let's go with Fury.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Fight me now, bitch.
Now
No,
again,
I'm just
you
kidding.
can
That's
still,
unnecessary.
you can Argo. It can still be based on true events. It can also be your wild card.
I can't do true
Don't.
events. I'm done.
But it could be your wild card. So
Okay, right. Maybe.
keep it in
Maybe.
mind as a
Hmm.
yeah.
For
Don't-
now,
don't
let me
take
get
it-
the war
yeah.
one I want, which is Fury. I'll still stick with Fury for now.
I forgot Fury were based
Blind
on
spot of
true.
mine. I need to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, so good. It's easily that director's best movie too. That director, what's his name? David Ayer. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That dude is all over the place as far as quality. Like he's got some like 1.5 star movies, and then this is like a 4.5, 5 star. Like that dude's all over the place. I think it really depends on the script and like I don't know. But this is a great movie. Good cast here, camaraderie. Shia LaBeouf really, I think he actually pulled out a tooth to be that character because he's fucking crazy. But Pitt's good, Pena. That's a really good flick.
Yeah, it's my second favorite David Ayer movie behind End of the Watch. I think that's still my favorite.
Oh, I'll choose Fury over that one for sure.
Yeah.
That one loses me because all of a sudden the gangsters have like video cameras and like just to like keep the gimmick going. I don't think the characters are as good as Flesh Out, but I like End of Watch.
All right. Brian, you took Air with your first pick. What are you taking with your second?
I'm gonna go historical drama on this one, and I'm going throughout the Prince of Egypt as my historical drama. It is the retelling of Exodus, Moses, and the Egyptians. It counts for historical drama. It's one of the best retelling of the story out there. So I'm also my shot for this for Prince of Egypt. Has see what happens.
The only knock I have against it changed a lot of what it's based on with the whole Gordon Ramsay thing.
Really, that just adds to it.
I say I don't think it should be historical. If he's gonna pick it, it should be musical.
No. When I said musical, I meant like a musical biopic, like a biopic based on a band.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
I don't know, man. I have to say no.
I think Ten Commandment more true to the Bible than Prince of Egypt is. That's only.
You're saying more true, but it's not about more true. It just does it fit the category?
Yeah.
I think it does.
The question is.
Yeah.
Historical drama.
Well, it doesn't have to be historical drama, just historical.
Okay,
Don't
historical.
get hung up on drama. Don't get hung up on drama.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love
I might fight you on
the
that. 'Cause
film.
it's not
Don't
that
get me
dramatic.
wrong.
It's
It's
a cartoon.
just like the whole how accurate.
As soon as you retire from WWT,
Chris, let us
I'm
know in the
working on the
comments
script
who
now.
should play you.
I'm working on the script now. Brad Pitt, obviously.
Chris Messina.
I was gonna say like
Okay.
Nick Swartzen, but all right.
So
I leave it up to you guys.
Chris D'Elia, how dare you, Steve?
Messina.
So
No, I think the Prince. I think the Prince of Egypt counts.
Yeah.
okay.
It's historical. It's historical. But it's not a pick that I was thinking about. I mean, obviously, yes, it's based on Exodus and that story. It's just one that escaped my mind, which is crazy because I love that movie.
Yeah.
But maybe I was just so hung up on picking Schindler's List first that I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
All
I have a vital chart similar to that. So.
right, Steve, you had a banger of a first pick with the Goodfellas. How are you going to follow that up?
So you say I have a wild card pick, right?
Yes, if you want to use that second, go for it. Yeah, it's your choice.
There was a movie that was mentioned earlier by Jordan Pearson, and I mean that was also
Nice.
my top 5.
Son of a
And
bitch.
with that, with my wild card pick, I'm going to tell Jordan to go fuck himself, and I'm going to pick Zodiac.
Hey. Hey, what? What?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
the
Jordan.
swerve. I
So
love the
confused.
swerve.
Zodiac, I think, is an underrated classic. It's a movie. It's the chronicle of the Zodiac killer who terrorized San Francisco and the state of California from 1964 to 69. Has an ensemble, terrific supporting performance from Robert Downey Jr., great lead performance from Jake Gyllenhaal. Like I said, I think this movie is underrated. I think this might be David Fincher's masterpiece, and I'm saying a lot when I say it's better than The Social Network. So,
What? No, but
Cool.
I love Zodiac.
Hey, but I think there's an argument. There's an argument there. I think that's a discussion that can be had.
I love Zodiac. I don't much.
I love Zodiac too, but that bullshit thing.
There was no Zodiac.
There is no Zodiac
Chris.
too. I got that first.
I mean, they never caught the killer, right? So there could be a Zodiac too.
Yeah.
But did they catch him recently, or am I making shit up?
no,
We have evidence.
they found evidence. It was the guy that they originally found as the prime suspect. So the guy,
It's John Carroll Lynch.
yeah,
I knew it.
Son of a.
And the movie make it a little bit like it might be him, obviously.
Never know.
Yeah, the movie's doing its best to be like, it's fucking him, but we can't legally say it's fucking him for sure, but it's fucking him.
Yeah.
All right, well, that ends round 2 against to recap. I took 1917. Chris took Saving Private Ryan. JPO took Fury.
That's a movie.
Brian took The Prince of Egypt, and Steve took Zodiac. Yeah, good. A good trio of war movies coming off the board here in the second round. The Prince of Egypt, I think, is a surprise pick, but a good pick.
Mhm.
And then Zodiac, yeah, it was on my short list for based on true events or a wild card pick if I didn't get the one I want, or if I got the one I wanted based on true events. So, no, solid second round. Chris, were there any surprises in the second round? How did you feel the second round went?
Yeah, a lot of them were on my short list. Zodiac, Prince of Egypt were on my short list for other category, but everything else, I love each one of your choices. This is a really good list. I love all of everybody's choices so far.
JPO, you wanted Argo for your war movie, but you ultimately decided to go with Fury. Anything else in the second round that you were hoping was going to fall? Anything surprise you in the second round?
I guess I need to rewatch Prince of Egypt because I don't remember liking it nearly as much as I think a lot of people in the community
It's
do.
one of the best
But I know it's been
animated
brought up.
films.
Yeah, see, it's not even in like my top 5. So like, I think I need to rewatch it because I know you're not the only one that sings its praises. I definitely love Saving Private Ryan. That might have been my pick as well if it had snuck to me. So, but overall, all really good picks again.
Yeah, Brian with the surprise pick, like I said, with the Prince of Egypt. How do you feel the second round went? You didn't take your war movie. Were you hoping any of these would fall?
None of these picks none of these work films were in my list. So there's that. Zoe is a great film by Fincher. Not my favorite of his, but it's in there. Saving Private Ryan is a good Spielberg film, and Fury I haven't seen yet. So there's that.
Fury's so good.
It wouldn't be only 2 of your picks would be sports movies, Chris, because you have to. There's parameters and everything. But Chris, reach out if you would love to do a sports movie draft. I am all for it, and I would love
Same
to.
here.
Steve, you ended the round with Zodiac. How do you feel the second round went?
Well, yeah, I feel good, man. I'm going 2 for 2 for my picks here. Honestly, in the second round, there's really nothing that these gentlemen picked that tickled my fancy or fancied my tickles. But yeah, I'm looking forward to start things off with my next round after this one. So I got a couple bullets in the chamber, to start picking from.
All right. Well, you are the first pick in round 3, so go ahead and shoot that shot.
All right. I feel like this I'm going with sports on this one, and I feel like if I don't take this one, somebody else is going to take it. I'm going with Moneyball.
Good trade.
You are absolutely right because that was my next pick.
That was my second pick.
Remember
taking about it.
So, like, to be honest with you, I was torn between Moneyball and Raging Bull for my sports, and I'm thinking about, okay, what's a movie that I could pretty much, if it's on television, I can watch it over and over again, and it's instantly memorable and quotable. I mean, Raging Bull is a cinema classic, but I mean, it's fucking depressing as shit, dude. I mean, fuck.
It's not wrong.
I mean, it's about somebody being his wife, who's a garbage human being, and I really want to, Goodfellas, I guess, feature garbage human being, but at least it's entertaining and not,
Don't shit on someone's future pick, possibly.
I'm sorry. If anything, I'm giving people options, so I'm giving people ideas for their future picks. So there you go. But yeah,
Get this movie that's trash and mean spirited.
Bennett Miller. This is his second.
He's not wrong.
Coming off. Come on. I mean, you're not wrong. Coming off of Capote, so then you have Philip Seymour Hoffman, who plays an unflattering portrayal of the coach for the Oakland A's. You Chris Pratt in a little small role. You have Jonah Hill in his first Oscar-nominated role, and Brad Pitt, I think, delivers what might be his career best performance as Billy Bean. Script amazing, and yeah, I'm all out of words.
All right, Moneyball, which I actually just watched this past Sunday. I turned it on.
For the first time, or
So no, not for the first time. I've seen Moneyball plenty
Okay.
of times. It's a favorite of mine. Probably my favorite baseball movie. So yeah, it was definitely on the short list. It was one of my sports picks. Now I'm gonna have to pivot, but I still have time to think about that. Brian, you do not have time to think because you are on the clock for your third pick.
Yeah, I'll go with Gore on this one, and I'll go bring up another Brad Pitt film, *Inglourious Bastards* by Tarantino. This is a great war film about the Jews take on the Germans. Christoph Waltz, great performance as Hollanda, one of the great opening sequences. So the great appearances, you get Mike Myers as started working for Hitler. You get Shimona Champion, Sam Levine in there as one of the people there. Daniel Bull appears. So yeah, *Inglourious Bastards* is my pick.
Hold on, is anyone going to fight this? Because I feel like everyone
I'm
wants
fight-
to fight
I'm
this.
Yeah, I'm fighting.
That's
I'm
not based
kind
on
of
a
with
true
them.
story. No,
For what?
no.
It's fictional.
We're
It's a
doing
complete fictional take on the war.
Yeah.
It's not based on true events. It
Not
takes
based
a
on
true
true-
event and then goes, "Here's how I imagine it." Completely.
It's the same problem with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a fictional. Both of them are fictional.
All right. Well, as somebody who hasn't seen it, I will trust the other three.
Well, no. For instance, Hitler gets killed by machine guns in the end. Spoilers. Like
Oh.
it's a fictional
That-
take
yeah,
on
that
real
definitely
events.
happened.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
not.
First of all, thank you for spoiling the end of a however
Yeah.
old this movie is.
Yeah, one of
Jacob, you
Tarantino's
still
top
haven't
five that you
seen
should have
Inglourious
seen.
Bastards?
Yeah.
All right, Christopher, that's not what the topic is.
No, it should be.
Not. It's not movies I haven't seen. Okay. There's lots of movies out there.
In fact, many of them are based on real life people.
No.
No, it
But
no.
they didn't kill like a lot of it's not though. Like that might have been a troop that did something, but it's not based on their actual doings though.
So
I
how
think
about
you
this,
know
how if I put it for based on true events? How about that? Would that?
it's not true events though.
Not true
Not
events.
That's our point.
No.
So can I change
It's
my
not
pick
true.
then? That's okay with you.
It's
Yeah,
been-
Pat?
No Inglorious Bastards. Period.
No.
Yeah, you have to change your pick completely. I think. is
Okay,
what
so-
I think we're all agreeing on.
Okay, fine. I'll change my category. I'll go with based on true events, The Social Network. How about that?
All right, can we go back to letting him have Inglorious Bastards? Because that's the second pick that's been stolen from me this afternoon.
Now Jacob wants to fight it.
No, The Social Network. I
Social Network, one of my favorite feature movies. The creation of Facebook. So right before Andrew Garfield's best performance. Jesse Eisenberg's great as Mark Zuckerberg. Armie Hammer's great. So yeah, Social Network. Since I can't take Inglourious Bastards.
As what?
might be a better pick anyway, based on true events.
Got it.
All right, no, I love that pick. Dang it,
Dang it too.
Got plenty of places.
Gordon, you know what to do. I'm just gonna be sad over here while you make your pick and explain why.
Alrighty, let's see what I got left. I got three. We got three left. I'm gonna go over to music. Music and take Straight Outta Compton.
Nice.
Oh man, that's made it worse.
No. It was my second pick. I
Effing
had something
pig.
above it.
Just really fun biopic here. It has some tropes. but it
You're
just
doing
does
this
it
on
really well.
purpose.
No, I like the movie a lot. I think it's got more life to it than like I don't want to say it in case anyone picks them. I'm not like Steve who's gonna shit on people's choices, but it's got more life to it than some of the other kind of standard fare. And I love me some Paul Giamatti, so yeah.
I
Easy, so
honestly thought I could get Straight Outta Compton like next round. I honestly thought music was going to be one of the categories that went later. That's those are the three picks that I wanted for those categories specifically. All right, I got some thinking to do, but until then, Chris is up. Chris, you took your sports movie, you took your war movie, so you can either take a music, historical, or based on true events, or you can take your wild card and do another
I
sports.
did give it music biopic. I did give it probably my favorite movie I watched during the pandemic. Actually, Amadeus with F. Mary Abraham and Tom Hewitt. This is incredible based on the true story about Mozart Salieri. Like, the rivalry between the Salieri obsession to become Mozart and Mozart's sadly sudden death and then downfall. Like, one of the best scenes in the movie is them both working together, like Mozart last music, and it's just this scene, and that Mozart has just been writing music, Salieri helping him. They just incredibly well acted. Edmund Abraham, best performance he ever given in any movie. Like, he is incredible in this movie. At times, he is playing Mozart. As someone you would want to find annoying, but he's so endearing. I think it should have gone to him more than Edmund Abraham, in my honest opinion. Just because
All
how
right,
he
hold
plays.
on. What did Murray Abraham ever do to you?
Exactly.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. This is one of the best music biopics ever made. This is incredible. It definitely deserves all the award it got that year. And I'm happy I finally got around to watch it. I love this film. The music is fantastic, well, especially for Mozart stuff. It stuck with me. Dandy stuck with me more than any lately movie. Yeah. Amadeus.
Where's Jacob pick it out?
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
my pick, and I honestly don't know where I'm gonna go because three of my I was so sure, and again I didn't make a list. I'm just going based off based off feelings, based off what I love, based off. So you know what I'm definitely not just looking around my movie shelf and seeing what I have. Definitely not doing that. So I'm not, I am. That was a lie, guys. I'm definitely doing that. All right. I'm gonna go. Music, and I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Walk the Line. I think Walk the
Good
Line
choice.
is a really good. If we were, if we were thinking loosely based, I would have went with 8 Mile because that's definitely loosely based off Eminem's life. But we all know his relationship with his mom wasn't that great, so it's definitely fictionalized. But no, Walk the Line, Johnny Cash, Joaquin Phoenix gives a great performance here. Bruce Witherspoon, great cast here. Really, diving into the man that Johnny Cash was. I love the prison scene, like the prison performance scene. That I think that scene's great. So yeah, had to pivot a little bit, but Walk the Line will be my music choice, even though it's not the one I wanted, but I think it's a good, it's a great if that's your consolation prize. I mean, come on, you're still doing fairly well. And wow, Chris, I am so sorry. I wrote down the wrong category for Amadeus for you, so I would have messed
What do
you
you
up.
put under?
I put based on true events for some reason, but it's
It
definitely
is a music.
music. I mean, all of these are based on true events.
Yeah.
But that's specifically music. All right. So yeah, to recap, even though I don't want to, Steve took his sports movie with Moneyball. Brian took it based on true events with The Social Network. JPO, you bastard, took Straight Outta Compton for his music biopic. Chris, the only one who didn't steal a pick for me, so thank you. Took Amadeus, and then I got Walk the Line. Steve, first of all, I hate you. Second of all, how do you feel round 3 went?
Sorry that you feel that way, but it is what it is. So far, I'm going 3 for 3 with my pick here. I'm not really sad with anything that's taken away. All right, what's going on?
Sorry, is it JPO's camera? No, something.
Hold on, let me see if it's mine. JPO.
JPO.
I forgot you can't edit a video while you do this. My bad.
No, I'm glad with my picks. I have as you guys are having the conversations about what should be picked, what shouldn't be picked. So I'm trying to figure out what I should have going up next in my batting order. So there was a mention earlier about a certain movie in the musical section that I might take that I will argue, but I have backup for that just in case.
All right. Brian, first of all, I also hate you. Second of all, how do you feel round 3 went?
Round 3 is the round where it breaks Jacob's heart and all his picks get taken. So there's some good rounds. Terry Compton was on my list. Haven't got around to Amadeus yet. The Blind Spot. I haven't. No, should research me to watch it under.
You haven't watched
Canada.
Amadeus yet?
No, I haven't.
See how ridiculous it sounds, guys? See how
It's not
ridiculous
as
it sounds?
egregious as Glorious Bastards, though. It's really not.
Exactly. Like if Gordon
Oh,
Matthews
it's the
was
best picture
allowed,
with that pretty first.
Jacob would be happy. But there's that. So yeah.
All right, GPO. First of all, I hate you the most.
Oh, damn.
Only
That's
because
not even. That's even before the draft.
and second of all, how do you feel to figure out?
Well, no, it shows that we just like the same musicals too. Because legitimately, if I didn't get out Compton, legitimately would have went Walk in Line, and I even thought about flipping it even just without that. So that was legitimately on my list. Yeah. Otherwise, all good stuff again. Yeah, I'm just as good. I haven't seen it in a little while though, but it's definitely a good pick. So yeah, good stuff. Sorry, Jacob.
Chris, you were the only one this round with a sensible pick. How do you feel the rest of round 3 went?
Take what I feel better you when Brian took Drifter Net with it on my list. I had to now come up with it back up here.
That's
Everybody,
a great pick.
yeah, everybody picked it great. Walk the Line, I love Straight Outta Compton. Yeah, every pick I love. We all picked great choices here.
There's a better bottom pick than Walk the Line. It's called Walk Hard to a Cock Story.
Yeah, but we're not.
Can I draft that?
We're not talking Perry.
Jacob should have
Walk
drafted
Hard.
Weird.
Waka hard. Waka hard is great too. Yeah, obviously, 3 of these were on my list that I wanted, but it is what it is. I think it just shows my great taste in movies. I think that's what we should be taking from this, is that I have really good taste in movies. So
Guys, I heard he hasn't seen Glorious Bastards.
yeah, well, you can shut it.
All right. Fair enough.
Please.
If you will.
So no, I think this is a great round. So yeah, still trying to pivot because I need a new sports movie and I need a new based on true events movie.
You got Wild Card.
I'm not taking Walk Hard.
Hard and
No, I'm not taking Walk Hard, which is definitely Dewey Cox is not a real person.
mm-hmm.
So I'm going. Okay. I'm fact checking myself real quick.
Well, we'll say no if we have to.
No, I don't want that to be an option. I don't want to be the only one. That told
Everyone.
no.
It's a democracy. Let's say no matter what.
I want to be the only
That's
one
the thing.
not told no. No, not that. I don't want that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it wasn't. None of it was fictionalized. All right. I'm taking my based on true events movie, and I'm taking Ed Wood.
Oh, good choice.
Choice.
Good choice.
Oscar winner Sal Bandini. Want to wrestle?
Starring the phenomenal George the Animal Steel.
Yes.
Who's obviously the star of this movie. No, starring Johnny Depp, who, if I can take Johnny Depp in a draft, I'm going to. That's my guy. So I'm actually binging through the Pirates of the Caribbean movies right now, watching one as I go to bed every day this week. Good background to go to bed to. It's fantastic. But no, Ed Wood, based on true events. So yeah, I'm happy I could get that one. So I think it's a nice consolation prize. If I can't get The Social Network, I love this movie too. It's not my favorite Tim Burton movie, but I think it might be arguably Tim Burton's best made movie.
You want to find out Jacob's favorite Tim Burton movie? Watch the countdown over the Periscope.
We did, yeah, we did do that. I think Ed Wood was pretty high too. And you could also go back in the archives on this channel. We did a Tim Burton tier list sometime.
First the
ago.
Periscope.
So we're just, yeah, check that one out first because it's shorter. because we only talked about our top 10,
Yes.
as opposed to all 19 of us.
It's also like
No, I think we did. I think we did all 20 because I think we included Nightmare Before
Yep.
Christmas, just because I didn't like the odd number. I don't want to make it.
That's
That's really the only reason, and because it's called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Anyway, yeah, Ed Wood is my pick, based on true events. Chris, what is your fourth pick? I swear, if you take one from me, I will hate everybody on this panel, and I will cut the stream short.
So I did give it based on true event. I already took my pick, but I did give it my second pick, a movie that I love. Similar to Schindler's List, that's very hard to watch. I'm doing with 12 Years a Slave. I think this is one of the more powerful biopics for the last couple of years. Church Edgerford should have won the Oscar that year. His performance and remember why the depressing, stunning at points and just leave an impact on you, especially last thing when you come home to the family and he tried to apologize for not being there for them. It's heartbreaking thing now. Cumberbatch great. Fassbender give probably his best performance besides the X-Men movie in this, and he plays such a sadistic bastard that you kind of feel pity at him at point. And Lupita Nyong'o, she deserved the Oscar for that year. Like the ripping scene alone is like one of the more hardest things to sit through. Like this is a movie that hit me in a lot of ways. I've gone back to rewatch it a couple of times. Brad Pitt, also a great Brad Pitt performance in the movie. And Paul Giamatti kind of playing the Death Sebastian did too. Yeah, Travis Slave. I'd say my historical epic for later because I'm not sure people would go with my historical.
All right, 12 Years a Slave is Chris's pick. JPL, what is your next pick? I swear it's something I want.
These last two, I'm very excited about these last two. For historical.
Why do you keep saying last? Well, there's 6 rounds, guys. Did you not read the mess? There are 6 rounds.
4, 5. I forgot about wild card.
Okay.
These last 3.
Okay.
For historical, give me Oppenheimer.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. I am that high on it now. I don't see myself going much farther down, if not even higher.
Listen, it just came out. Why don't you relax a little bit?
It wasn't my pick too, so
Hey,
But
Yeah, that got
doesn't
Chris
that,
mad.
JP, doesn't that sound awfully familiar to somebody when I bring up Spider? I'm just saying. I love the movie.
But no, I think it's really great, man. I've always been a big Cillian Murphy fan, so happy to see him in the leading position here. Again, great ensemble cast here, which Nolan has done for his last several films. There, Nolan always gets an ensemble that's fucking killing it. From our girl Florence Pugh, to RDJ, to everyone that pops up. Yeah, I think it really delivered. That's currently, I think, my favorite film of the year too. Actually, at the moment.
It's I think it's in my top 5. If it's not, it's very close. 2023 is not disappointed for movies, I think, as far as the top of the top. And it's funny, just as a side note real quick, because I'm probably going to forget to say this when we recap the round. I know that Robert Downey Jr. is getting like all the best supporting actor buzz right now, but I think Matt Damon might have been my favorite as far as supporting in that movie. I think Matt Damon was fantastic. I think
I could see him squeezing in. I do think Downey's a little juicier of a role.
Yeah.
But no, I think Damon's good enough, and he's a past nominee to where I think just depending on the year, I think he might get into.
I mean, and we've seen double nominees for movies before, so it wouldn't surprise me.
I think Josh Peck could get a nominee.
David Krumholtz.
David Krumholtz actually is really good.
That's the real reason he drafted this movie.
Yes.
See, if I can
You
find
know
a
he's
reason,
picking a debt. You know I'm picking a Krumholtz.
There's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes. JPO
Krumholtz.
picking a David Krumholtz movie. Ryan, are you going to follow that up with a David Krumholtz movie, or are you going to go in a completely different direction?
Santa Claus, not true events.
He is
let's-
too.
Let's see if this counts for war film. Defiance by Edward Zwick. Defiance.
the one with Leif Sniper and
Yes,
Daniel Craig. I mean, if it's based
Yeah.
on true shit, sure.
it is
Yeah.
based on true events. It's about these Polish brothers say they're recruiting other Jews. It's a very underrated movie, great performances. So I'll shoot my shot for Defiance.
Based on a true story. So yeah.
Okay,
That's
good.
for
That's all
for
they
war.
are.
For war, yes, Defiance.
Shot it, and shot landed.
All right. I wasn't sure.
Hey, is Armageddon based on a true story? Like, did we really train people to be astronauts? Or
No,
Why don't you Google it? You have time.
all right, cool. I'll let you know.
Because we still need Steve's fourth pick to end the round. He's batting 1,000 right now. Let's see if he can keep up the hot streak. Are
Yes.
you going 4 for 4?
I think I might be going for 4 for 4. I think these are going to be gold classics. We'll see. For historical events, I am picking one of the best movies about journalism. It features a great cast, and it's a movie that's probably the best of the 70s. I'm picking All the President's Men.
Oh, it's true.
All the President Men. I mean, this was a movie that I've watched time and time again in high school, in middle school, in college, and it taught me to be the journalist that I used to be. Now I'm just a videographer, so it's kind of. Man, Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman are firing all cylinders. This movie is tense even today. Even if you know what happened, you still get tense in your seat just knowing how these guys are going through this. They're pretty much risking their lives to try to tell the story. Jason Robards as their chief. You have freaking Kyle Holbrook as Deep Throat. I think this is a great thriller, and I mean, that's my pick. So here you go. All the President's Men.
And this was for what category again?
Historical.
Historical. Okay, that's what I thought you said. All right. Well, to recap round 4, I kicked it off with Ed Wood. Chris followed that up with 12 Years a Slave. JPO with the second 2023 movie to appear in the draft with Oppenheimer. Brian going with Defiance, and Steve with All the President's Men. I will be honest, I don't think I've seen Defiance. I know I definitely have not seen All the President's Men. So 2 movies that I have to get to. 12 Years a Slave is it's not an easy watch, but great performances in there. Oppenheimer, I loved it. I did the Barbenheimer double feature, and
Yeah, me too.
while I had more fun with Barbie, I think Oppenheimer is definitely the better movie, better made, better cast, better.
Is it weird I had more fun with Oppenheimer?
It's a little weird, maybe
It was the
maybe
bomb.
So it's Ben Affleck and Phantoms.
Phantom's like a motherfucker.
I think I just loved Ryan Gosling's rendition of "Push" by Matchbox 20. Definitely. I think Barbie was great too. If that was based on true events, I definitely would have taken it.
It's
too.
not.
It's definitely not. No, Barbie did not come to the real world.
That we know of. Allegedly.
70s workout, whatever. But no, great round here. Nothing stolen from me this time, so that's always good. Chris, you took 12 Years a Slave as your based on true events movie this round. How do you feel the rest of the round went? Anything that you wanted?
Yeah, Jordan took my next pick for the next category. He took Oppenheimer, and I thought I was safe there for a moment because Oppenheimer and previously back to back. Everybody are great choices. Oppenheimer. Now I know how you feel, Jacob.
You don't, because you only had 1 pick stolen from you. I had 3. And speaking of 3, Jordan is picking number 3 every round. Oppenheimer this time. How do you feel the 4th round went?
I mean, first of all, Jacob, you haven't seen Defiance or All the President's Men?
Shut up.
Because I haven't either. I was just going to say I agree. Damn, Jacob.
Defiance is good, not great.
know.
All the President Men is fantastic.
So I'm with Jacob. I have not seen those. But I know All the President's Men has a really good historical record. And then what you all pick again? I wish you had a scroll.
So yeah, so in going from me around, it was Ed Wood, 12 Years a Slave.
Okay, Edward and 12 Years Slave. Yeah, Ed Wood's a really fun pick, man. I almost didn't jot it down because I thought it might go like before I could get to it, or I had others on there, but I liked it a lot. And then 12 Years Slave, man. Oh, that final scene with him was so heartbreaking when he finally gets to his spoilers, his wife and kid.
It's 10 years old. You
Yeah.
don't have to just say
Yeah, and it's always fun. The people that really fuck him over is a good old Paul Giamatti and Taron Killam from Saturday Night Live. Those are the evil bastards.
Yeah, that's Taron Killam is such a. But hey, make sure you guys are drinking your water, especially if you live in high heat areas. Ryan, you took Defiance, a movie I haven't seen. Surprise, surprise.
Yep.
But yeah, is there any other movie that you wanted this round that was taken from you? And then how do you just feel the round went?
Yeah, I'm glad I find some work film, a proper true story work film, because they would clarify for the other people will say don't classify for it. But yeah, two of the films that I picked I've seen, and two I haven't seen, which was I haven't seen Oppenheimer and haven't seen All the President's Men.
Where nothing? He says he hasn't seen the movie, and it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. All right,
What movies you not seen?
He hasn't seen
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer
Oppenheimer.
and All the President's Men.
What?
Thank you.
That's it.
I know it wasn't sincere, but thank you. And Steve, you finished off the round with All the President's Men. It sounds like you're getting all your picks, which good for you. I don't know how that feels, but I'm happy that, you're killing this draft. You ended the round with All the President's Men, and you'll kick off round 5. But before you kick off round 5, how do you think round 4 went?
Ralph, I was surprised with JPO taking Oppenheimer. I really I didn't think that when I think about doing drafts, I don't think about movies that are like current. So that flew under my radar. So on JPO for picking that. I probably would have eventually picked that if I kind of had the foresight to think about that. But yeah, I'm good with my picks right now. So I'm ready to kick off for my next pick whenever you guys are ready.
All right, well, go for it.
Okay, so
two rounds left. So
So I'm picking a war movie, and I'm struggling in picking two movies. Movies that both these movies I've seen time and time again, but I've seen the movie that's probably has been more resonant with me, especially in my high school years when I was making short films. And as an editor, I'm going with Lawrence of Arabia for war movies.
Good try.
This movie, yes, it's very sizable. It's Oppenheimer size. It's an Oppenheimer sized movie. If you exclude the intermission, but I mean, this movie is a masterpiece. It's a filmmaking masterpiece. It's directed by David Lean. It has a terrific performance from Peter O'Toole, who was robbed that year of the Oscar. And it has Alec Guinness, the future Obi-Wan. It has Omar Sharif. It has Anthony Quinn, who's of character actors back in the day, even though some of them were a little under, kind of like scrupulous makeup, made up to be what they're not, if you know what I mean. And for it being a 3-hour movie, it paces real quick. It goes by real quick. It tells you the story of T.E. Eliot and then his times in the desert, helping fight a war with the Arabians in the 1970 in the 17s, the 10s, something like that. But yeah, Lawrence of Arabia for my war movie pick. That's what I'm going with.
All right. Nice pick there, Brian. How are you gonna follow up Defiance?
Yeah, I'm gonna go have music ball pick last to pick than the wild cards. So for my music ball pick, I'm gonna bring up Rocket Man for 2019.
Good
a great biopic on Elton John. It's not really a typical biopic. It's like a story within a story with current Elton John, telling him his past about his manager or his relationship with Bernie Taupin. Elton Edgerton was great as Elton should have got an Oscar nomination for his performance. So that's my pick for Rocketman.
All right, yeah, Rocketman. I was about to say that same thing. Taron was, I think, a snub that year,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was also a strong year. So I mean, somebody had to get left out.
Yep.
But just unfortunate that it was him. JPO. I think if the Prince of Egypt was the big surprise, I think Oppenheimer is a close second. I wasn't expecting it to go, especially since it's Air. I understand, but Oppenheimer, it's just like it's been like 2 weeks, so it was a little more.
I
surprising.
also viewed it from like with historical. What that's on the list, it's already up there for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't always go to
I
the newer
get
thing
it.
either. I like
I
to
get
sit
it. I
on
get
it.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
that's like when I release my top 20 of actors. I do it before their movie comes out because like, oh, do it after. I'm like, no, because I don't want to ride the high of like,
Right.
oh, that movie was fun. Let me put that number one, and then like
Yeah.
a month later be like, the movie wasn't as good as I thought it was.
That's like number 9, actually.
Yeah.
But no. So yeah, you have,
Also, my thumb is Wolverine. I just want everyone to know. Thank you.
that's
Thank you.
not based on true events. Logan did not actually happen. So
That you know of.
that can't be your sports movie. Yeah. So you still have a sports movie. You have a
Sports.
wild card pick as well.
sir.
So I
Let's
swear
go
if you take
over-
my sports movie.
Huh?
I swear, if you take my sports movie,
I don't think I will, but at the same time, no one better fight me because I will fight you to the death because this is one of the greatest sports movies of all time. Fighting with My Family is my sports movie pick
you take mine.
based on the true story of Paige and her upcoming into America and becoming one of the biggest stars in the pro wrestling scene today. It's a great story. It's the first real good wrestling movie that you can show anyone. I have fun with Ready to Rumble, but it's still very much kicky in the dick, shit jokes. You know what I mean? It's not exactly treating fans that are smart. The Wrestler is great, but it's also a view from a very kind of sad point of like somebody that's never could really make a family and step out from the limelight, and he dies in the end probably. This is the first one. Yeah, you could argue it, but he's definitely fucking dead. It's the first one, man. I would show this to like my 10-year-old niece. I would show this to like a 15-year-old boy. Like, it's a great story of coming out of your shell, a fish out of water. She's in a country for the first time. Her brother isn't able to come with her. Not everything's fair. And it's just a really great tale, man. Again, Florence Pugh, the casting of her parents is great. It's such a good movie.
Man, Vince Vaughn. Who would have thought?
Vince Vaughn. No, I mean he had that moment where it's like he did nothing, kind of like Matthew McConaughey in a weird way, where it's just like there's a while where it's like this dude's just picking whatever is giving him the most money probably, and then finally it was like Hacksaw Ridge and this and like what I mean, True Detective. Freaky was one. Yeah.
No, if anyone was gonna pick Fighting with My Family as their sports movie, it was gonna be you.
Once it dawned on me, I was like, oh fuck yeah. Because I was gonna maybe fight for Ready to Rumble. I'm like, oh wait, no, I have to fight. This one's actually based on true events.
Chris,
Well, Vince Vaughn is like 5 different people in real life, but still.
Chris, you still have a historical pick and your wild card. So which way are you gonna go for your pick?
Sonny, help. What you consider historical? Because I have a few things.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot of your number one that you got on historical, and we'll say no.
You know what? I still go with the obvious pick here, but it is a film that my dad loved, and I do love pretty much a little bit too long. But I do think it is great performance for actor we don't talk about anymore. But a great story, a great war movie, a great bunch of things. I'm going with Braveheart. This is like William Wallace is like, freedom when you think of like great acting, some really great action scenes, some really great dialogue. Like, it is my favorite Mel Gibson performance, and I think it's the best film he ever been in. No offense to League of Weapon and a few other things. Like, I do love the movie, but yeah, when you see epic, Braveheart did come to mind, and my last word would want to be freedom to my time.
Why don't we talk about Mel Gibson anymore? Just asking.
Pocahontas.
Okay.
Also, one of the best villain performances in a lot of epic movies with the villain.
I don't know, sugar tits. We just don't. Until Lethal Weapon
Alright,
5 comes out, then we'll be reviewing his new movie.
so it's back to me to end round 5, and I have a sports pick, and I have I have a wild card. I'm gonna go with sports first, and there might be better picks that can be made, but sometimes you just got to go with your favorites. You got to go with the ones that are, that just resonate with you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with an underdog story. I'm gonna go with I think it's one of the best football movies ever made. I'm gonna go with Rudy. Good old Rudy Rutabaga, or whatever his last name was. With Sean Astin, he just wants to play football for Notre Dame, guys, and he makes it happen. So Rudy will be my sports pick, which means I think most of us have. Yeah, so most of us have a wild card, except for Steve. Steve's final pick will be his music biopic. I'm waiting in anticipation. But before we get to that, we got to recap round 5. Steve kicked off Lawrence of Arabia. Brian took Rocket Man. I didn't know Harlan Williams was a guy, but it is what it is. JPO took the sports movie Fighting with My Family. Chris taking Braveheart for his historical epic. And I took Rudy for my sports movie. Steve, how do you feel round 5 went?
Round 5 went very well. I'll be honest. I was torn between doing 12 years, not 12 years, Lawrence of Arabia or Paths of Glory. I just think there's Lawrence of Arabia has a lot more iconic shots, and it's a very beautiful movie to watch. While Paths of Glory it's like a very short movie. It's very anti-war, and it's very depressing in the end. So, I was a little torn up in which one to pick, but I think I chose wisely with my Lawrence of Arabia pick.
Brian, you took Rocket Man.
Yes.
The Taron Egerton movie, not Harlan Williams. That was a joke, guys.
I know.
Rocket Man, the Taron Egerton snub, like you mentioned. Anything else that went in round 5 that surprised you? Were you hoping one of these might fall to you for your wild card pick?
Yeah, I did JPO take Five and Families for one of the best wrestling movies, wrestling movies out there. That's good. I thought like Chris would pick a musical ball pick for his wild card.
We're going to get there.
Yeah, I know. Overall, a decent round.
All right, JPO.
Mhm.
I'm looking at your list, and it's a good one. Other than that round 3 pick, that round 3 pick really sucks. But other than that,
The one you wanted?
You've got a solid list. How do you think round 5?
Mhm.
Good as normal. I haven't seen Lawrence of Arabia. Now you get mad at me again.
Yeah.
And then what else was picked?
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man's fine.
Braveheart and Rudy.
Braveheart's a good pick. And Rudy's got so much heart too, man. Yeah, it's been duplicated ever since. But yeah, it's a lot of heart. It's a good one. That was on my short list as well.
All right, Chris, you took the historical epic Braveheart. Now you've got a wild card pick that you can think about. Were you hoping any of these might fall to your wild card? Did you want any of these round 5 selections?
I thought about Rocket Man for music, like music biopic, because I love Rocket Man. It's better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, it's not.
Okay, we're all entitled to our opinion.
Chad just deserve the Oscar more than Rami Malek. Let's don't leave it there. But yeah, all great picks. One of Arabia is good, Rudy is good, yeah, and Rocket Man. What more to be said?
Yes, Rocket Man was one that I thought about for music as well. Ultimately went with Walk the Line, but Rocket Man not a bad pick. I haven't seen Lawrence of Arabia either. It's on my shelf. Just need to find 3 hours to watch it because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Fine with my family. Wasn't on my radar for sports, but as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, no, that's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Braveheart. I don't know that I've ever actually watched the whole thing. I know that I've seen scenes. I've seen the epic rap battle, William Wallace versus I believe it's George Washington. So that's fantastic. I feel like I know everything I need to know about Braveheart from that alone. So I don't know if I'll ever get to it. And then Rudy, I think Rudy, I think it's an underrated, not as much talked about anymore sports movie, but I think it's fantastic. I love it. It's in my 128. If it ever gets spun for those Wheel of Movies or one of those monthly mystery tournaments that we do, I'm on that episode because I love this movie. I might watch it tonight when we're done. But before we're done, we have one more round. Again, we all have our wild card picks, which can be any of these categories or any just based on true events. Except for Steve. Steve has his musical biopic. I'm waiting. I'm very curious because he has been doing really good. But for my wild card, I decided I'm going to go with it's kind of based on true events. It's a biopic about a playwright, about an author. I'm going to go, and again, if I can pick Johnny Depp, I will. I'm going with Finding Neverland.
Good choice.
Movie about J.M. Barrie and how he, came up with Peter Pan. And I think, it's fantastic. He gives a great performance. I believe he was nominated for this one. The movie itself was nominated for Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. And well deserved. I love this movie. It's a top 10 for me all time. I adore this movie, and it doesn't matter how many times I watch it. Those final scenes, they get me. I get emotional almost every time. Early performance from I believe it's Freddie Highmore. I think he's fantastic. So just good performances all around. Great imagination, just great stuff here. So Finding Neverland will be my wild card pick. Chris, what wild card pick?
So, I have the discount and music biopic. Okay.
It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. All right.
If your wild card pick can be anything.
Yeah. Okay. I would die on this hill, and I know people do say this does not count in the movie, but I do count in the movie. It's supposed to come out say the 20, like when the pandemic happened, and it's a musical biopic about one of the found people, during the birth of America, the founding father, everything. I got even Hamilton. Like, it's a great biopic about Alexander Hamilton. Music is fantastic. There's no audience, you do not applaud, you don't see the audience. I do care of the film because it was just a that you do see the audience. But what more can be said? Music fantastic. Not to take away my shot. One last time. Who Lived, Who Died, Tell a Story. The character is great. Jonathan Groff as King George is one of the most funniest portrayals I've ever seen on screen of any of the British. Performance all around are great. Leslie Odom Jr. This is what drew people to who he was. Lin-Manuel Miranda is really good at Helen Hinton. I love this film. It doesn't count, then I would change it to something I would leave out to you guys, but this is my musical biopic.
Yeah, I was about to say it's more of a play than a movie.
It's also a wild card pick, so I'll allow it.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I will mention
What do you think, Steve?
I'll allow it because it's based on historicals.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And
I will mention my other one in my honorable mention. Maybe it's honorable mention.
No, I mean, Hamilton. I still listen to the soundtrack to this day. JPO, what is your wild card pick going to be?
Well, Steve could have done it, but he didn't. So guess what, Steve? You can go fuck yourself as I pick Catch Me If You Can.
And my honorable mention as well.
So you were going to take Argo in the second round, and it might not get picked at all. I love that.
No, I'm choosing Catch Me If You Can.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It
Okay.
was a potential
Yep.
second round pick,
Yep.
and now with on this only one because Steve can't pick it. But that
No, I love this one. This is my wild card. This is we talked about it recently. Because we're doing Tom Hanks over at Rankum, Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise. I just think it's such a roller coaster ride of these two, cat and mouse game. I think Steven Spielberg. It's a really fun Spielberg flick. Good use. Hey, not unlike Wolf of Wall Street. Good once a use of the F word here. You know what I mean? When they finally dropped that as the joke here. And yeah, it's a really interesting tale, and everyone that gets to have the kind of moments too. Walking and everybody. What's that? Do your impression, Jordan? All right. Hey, I'm Christopher Walken.
John Travolta, is that you?
Oh, come on.
But it's just like
The
it was
what?
between this and Braveheart for his Joker epiphany.
The what?
Wow.
The what?
At least I didn't call anyone sugar tits. Come on.
All right. We
I
have two
love the
more.
Jews.
Mm.
Got no problem
Yeah.
with them.
We have two more picks. Brian is one of them. Brian, what is your wild card pick going to be?
I'm going to go with Man on the Moon, Jim Carrey as you call it.
Ooh,
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
good
this
pick.
is
Yeah.
yeah.
Good pick.
Jim Carrey was should have been nominated for, another one should have been nominated for the Oscar for his portrayal of the
Truman
Jim
Show,
Carrey.
Man on the Moon, Eternal
Exactly.
Sunshine. What the fuck, Oscars?
Great Jim
Number
Carrey
20.
performance.
Oh, wait.
And
But
another
just-
one. So that
Mr.
was
Poppy.
for wild card.
Fun with Dick and Jane. Oh, wait.
We're
I
sorry.
thought-
We're sorry.
Actually, I
Brian.
thought it was fun with Dick and Jane.
Stay here.
All right. We are at the final pick. Steve, you have a music biopic selection to make, and we're all waiting.
All right, so this was mentioned a few rounds earlier. This is not based on true life; it's loosely based on this artist's life, and this artist for his portrayal and for this film won him an Oscar, the first rap song to win an Oscar. I'm going with 8 Mile on this one. 8 Mile is loosely based on Marshall Mathers' upbringing and his rise or his pre-rise to the top of the music industry. This movie, I love the soundtrack. I love the movie. Eminem does a great job making his debut, his first starring movie, because of course we know he was in The Wash with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. If you've seen that movie. And the late Brittany Murphy in a tremendous role, Kim Basinger, Michael Shannon, Anthony Mackie, Mekhi Phifer, Mom Spaghetti, I mean, "Lose Yourself" is one of those songs that was always resonant in high school, and every time that song comes up, I know that song like the back of my hand.
Still
So.
listen to that song anytime it gets. Anytime it's on the playlist. It's a no. We're not skipping.
No skipping. It's a
Yeah.
not skip
No,
song.
it's on the back of my. Oh, that's new.
Yeah, you skip that song in my car, I'm gonna eject you out of this fucking car while it's moving.
Jacob, didn't you literally say we couldn't choose this one, or
No, I didn't want to because I want to walk the line.
okay?
No, it does. I did. I also looked it up previously, and this does say it is described as a biographical because it does have some autobiographical elements of Eminem's life, but also, they're also taking liberties, which based on true story movies often do. So, yeah, no, it's just he's just not being called Marshall. Is they changed the name? Yeah, no, it works. But. No, that's all right. So that's the end of the final round. Again, we all had wild cards except for Steve, who had a music pick, and so going
What,
back.
Well, I had a wild card. It was Zodiac. I picked that.
Yeah. No, I'm saying this round
This
was
meant
all
this
wild
round.
cards.
This round was all wild cards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, nope, you're good. So yeah, it was Finding Neverland. Chris took Hamilton. JPO took Catch Me If You Can. Argo apparently getting snubbed. Ryan took Man on the Moon, and then Steve with the semi-autobiographical 8 Mile. So yeah, no, good round here. I enjoy all these movies. I think this is quite the final round. I love it. Chris, what are your thoughts? First of all, just what are your thoughts on the final round, and then what are your thoughts on the draft overall?
Yeah, it's overall a great draft. Lexi Hamilton would be my wild card. My runner-up would have been Tip Boom, my second musical biopic. I love Tip Boom to death. But yeah, Hamilton is my favorite, one of my favorite Broadway shows of all time. And I had to go with something. I think that there's no way in hell I would do pick 1776. Sorry to go away. A lot of people like that crap. That musical sucks. But yeah, this is great. I haven't seen 8 Mile on my short list to watch eventually. Like, the only 2 movies I haven't seen. I know. People have been telling me to watch it for a while. It's kind of like Amadeus.
Here you go. Take. Oh, hey, look, there's us. You can see us in the.
Yeah.
You can see us in the reflection. There we are. 8 Mile.
Yeah, when I'm not studying for trivia, I will watch it. But yeah, great all-around pick for everybody.
Don't watch it for trivia. Watch it for enjoyment because
I said when I'm done with watching stuff for trivia, when trivia calm down a little bit, then I will watch it.
Wait, you said
Chris, when is it ever going to calm down?
Yeah.
it's not because you sign up for everything. You need to give it a break
I'm
sometimes.
talking about when
Exactly.
the holiday, when matches die down for other trivia leagues. Then
I just want to push you
That's
around.
message.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
But JPO, you could catch me if you can. Again,
did.
JPO, listen, just so you don't have to ask what the other movies were. Remember, it was Finding Neverland, Hamilton. You could catch me if you can. Man on the
Yeah, I love
Moon,
it.
and 8
Good.
Mile. Thoughts on the
Good.
final round, and then just thoughts on the draft overall.
No, man, no one picked a bad film here. It all shows, we have some similar tastes. We all got to rob it a little bit, except for Steve, who had some good older outside of the box picks. I think Steve, did you go 5 for 5? Is this literally everything you wanted?
Honestly, with that Man on the Moon pick, I'm kind of jealous though. I probably would have, if anything, I was jealous because Man on the Moon was something that I would watch over and over again because it's like one of the first DVDs I had ever. So like, if I had a chance, I probably would have knifed Man on the Moon instead of All President's Men. But I'm still satisfied with the picks I have. But all of them were first round picks that I had.
Steve, I asked you one question. This was my turn.
Sorry, man.
Anywho, Jesus Christ.
I'm full of hot air. You know that.
Damn, man.
Dog.
I don't even remember what my question was to you, but cool. Anywho, I think the tournament, it went good. This was a lot of fun. I thought it was a cool concept. Like I said, no one picked a bad pick. We all picked some really damn decent movies here, which shows you, hey, there's some good movies based on true events. How much liberties they took, give or take, all different, but all good all around.
And Brian, probably with the Man on the Moon, a very, very good wild card pick. So your thoughts on the final round, thoughts on the draft overall? Are you happy with your picks? Anything you would have wanted instead of?
Well, for my other wildcard picks, I would have gone with maybe Sam Richard Banks. It's one of my favorite Tom Hanks performances. Yeah. Or I would have gone with another musical biopic. I would have gone like Bohemian Rhapsody or Elvis. Those ones I enjoy a lot. Oh, Diaz, calm yourself, okay? Overall, it went well, the draft.
All right, and Steve, kind of got your thoughts already. Go ahead and finish your thoughts if you have anything else to add.
No, not much to add. If anything, if we're going to mention honorable mentions, I might as well have a couple ones that I have in mind. Had Black Hawk.
Yeah, I was personally thinking Hacksaw Ridge. And how's it feel, Steve?
Black Hawk Down, Zero Dark 30, Good Morning Vietnam, Ray, Love and Mercy, Behind the Candelabra.
Mm-hmm.
I would have considered that. Argo, Serpico, and Dog Day Afternoon. Those are my honorable mentions in all the.
Dog Day Afternoon's a true story. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, nice. We'll just now we'll just reverse it. If you have any more honorable mentions that you want to shout out real quick, just go ahead and go for it.
I'll shout some more. For War, I had Unbroken, Feel Good Man for War. Sports, The Blind Side, Natural, Coast Carter, I Taught the Invincible, Grace Gator Played. I also had Ray on there for a musical biopic. And based on true events, The Patriots Day, Terminal, Try versus War, Vice, 127 Hours. Historical, Life is Beautiful, Imitation Game, Titanic, and 12 Years a Slave, which is taken.
All right, JPL, any honorable mentions?
Yeah, so for War, also on the mind was Hacksaw Ridge, American Sniper, and 13 Hours. Sports, I, Tanya, 42, and Invincible. Foxcatcher, too. If you were like, not wrestling, I was like, well, I'm going to still do wrestling. Foxcatcher. For a biopic, for music, Love and Mercy is really good. The Runaways is a lot of fun. And Judy. For True Event, I really like Raging Bull. Trial of Chicago 7 is fantastic, and Slumdog Millionaire.
Trial of Chicago 7, good shout.
It's really good, yeah. Historical King's Speech, Hotel Rwanda, and I really enjoy Vice too, actually.
Okay, nice. Chris, you got any honorable mentions?
Yeah, we're pretty much where we're at. Kind of based on autobiographical story from my read Full Metal Jacket, I guess, was based on. Like, my dad became an agent to mention that. For music, kind of loosely based on the Temptation Dream Girl, put in that a little bit because loosely based on the real group a little bit. It's with some real life people. But for like real life events, Spotlight, I think it's astonishing, newspaper coverage of the Catholic Church. Like, great performance. And I could they kind of fall into epic and based on true events. D-Job. I think D-Job is really good. I think that's one of my favorite anecdotes in the script. And probably my move over to Trivia to say my favorite Fassbender performance at D-Job, I think, is he might probably would have been my pick that year for the Oscars. So I thought he did such a great job with that role. And even a good performance, Seth Rogen. Anything, and of course, I already mentioned my run up to my musical biopic, but just Ticket Boom. I think Jonathan Lawson was sort of taken too soon, and I think Andrew Garfield did a phenomenal job that I think any other year that was the Will Smith year, he would have won the Oscar. I think he sings, he's dance, he can play the piano, his singing great, his acting great. Robert De Jesus, who I think a lot of people forget in the movie, is phenomenal. His best friend, someone that's struggling a lot, and their stuff together is fantastic. Vanessa Hudson gave a phenomenal performance. Every performance that was great. Even Bradley Whitford, Stephen Sondheim, was a phenomenal choice. And my heart get emotional hearing one of the last Sondheim scene with the voice match at the end of Real Sondheim, because he passed away very shortly. Wait, that yeah.
All right. Yes, and a lot of the movies you mentioned were honorable mentions of mine as well. I just want to shout out a couple more for sports. I'll shout out Glory Road and Coach Carter, a couple basketball movies that I really enjoy. But yeah, other than that, you guys have sort of mentioned them already. So just to recap the draft real quick, Steve, he chose Goodfellas, Zodiac, Moneyball, All the President's Men, Lawrence of Arabia, and 8 Mile. Brian took Air, The Prince of Egypt, The Social Network, Defiance, Rocket Man, and Man on the Moon. JPO has Wolf of Wall Street, Fury, Straight Outta Compton, Oppenheimer, Fighting with My Family, and Catch Me If You Can. Chris took Remember the Titans, Saving Private Ryan, Amadeus, 12 Years a Slave, Braveheart, and Hamilton. And I took Schindler's List, 1917, Walk the Line, Ed Wood, Rudy, and Finding Neverland. So thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for drafting. I think this was a lot of fun. I'll put a poll up sometime so we can see how other people think we drafted. So yeah, we'll just go into some plugs and parting words. Steve, plugs, parting words, and other than your own list, who do you think has the best?
Oh man, I got some
guys on the spot.
I got some cool shit happening at Mesa Media One on the X, on the Facebooks, on the YouTubes. I got a playlist happening featuring the Elite, who recently signed an extension deal with AEW. So if you want to see some of their matches that were involved, Ring of Honor, OTT, and independent matches, you check that shit out. Dropping on high noon Monday. And as far as whose list I enjoyed, if I had to pick 5 movies to like a store, like a mini Blockbuster store, and which store I would go to, I'm gonna have to probably say JP. I would make a little trip to JPO store and get some of that little selection of that. Pick a little Wolf of Wall Street over here, a little Oppenheimer. Catch me.
Well, Oppenheimer is not available on physical media yet. so
But on
that's gonna be
JPO,
there.
but on JPO store, he has the hookup. Holler if you hear.
Bootleg. I got the bootleg. Don't talk about it.
Wait, why does that say Oppenheimer? That's
Shh. You want to watch it or not?
Hey, Oppenheimer.
Oh God. Are you over 18?
all right. Brian plugs, parting words, and same question. Other than your own list, who you rocking with?
Yeah, that's that question. I'll probably go with as well. JPO has a solid list there. Some good bangers of film. For plugs,
It was straight out of Compton that took you over the top, JPO. That's what did it.
no,
Straight
Wolf
out
Wall
that
Street
third
did. We're
round.
fine with family, so plugs. Lifestyle trivia. I did trivia there. Pierce Co. We got a match coming up with my partner Steve Mesa, the ASAT Team Tournament. We here that are appear on. That's why I'll be on Tuesday for the mystery tournament, and yeah, all the trivia matches I appear on. I did judging movie battleground when I judged, so yeah.
Hey, your match is tomorrow.
JPO plugs, parting words, and you can't pick your own list. So your list, it's not going to go 3 for 3, unfortunately. But whose list are you rocking with?
Can I hear everyone's picks again, Jacob?
So Steve Cook.
It's a hard one, man. I think everyone picked good stuff. If it was a festival, I might go Steve just because he's got a couple ones I got to see. I got to scratch off my bucket list.
That's fair. That's a fair way to judge it.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Like I said, he's got some good outside the box picks that I know I should see. Yeah, as far as plugs, it's a couple of them already been mentioned. Catch a couple of these fun cats over on my channel tomorrow as they will be battling in a tag team tournament match. Also, I'm gonna drop that right now. There's a heavyweight title match tomorrow as well. If you want to sign up and see if you can get in on that, I'm gonna go post that real quick. Chris is already fucking signing up before I even post. I don't know how he does it.
You said heavyweight, and I immediately went to wrestling.
No, again, I called the same shit there. We got heavyweight and Continental, and we're going to crown tag champ soon. Yeah, and we're going to debut the 24/7 title, which is where all you have to do is DM the guy a question, and they get it wrong, you're the champion. Just kidding. Or am I?
In the kid who would be king.
Who cares?
No. And then also fun stuff over the Pierce Wrestling channel. We just had a heavyweight title match drop a little bit ago. Is that why we're late? Oh my God, it was me the whole time, Jacob. So thank you for having me, Jacob.
All right, yeah, no, pleasure as always. Chris plugs, parting words, and again, whose list are you rocking with other than your own?
I'd probably would go with JPO. I'm really impressed by his
all
list.
suck. JPO, Oppenheimer, which has only been out for 2 weeks, maybe 3 at this point. I don't know.
Okay, and then you find me with. Okay, funny to Jacob Barber, but you to find me on Friday with Jacob Barber doing animated championship event.
Viewers by head for the win.
Yeah.
What?
Viewers by head to America for the win.
We
No.
see. No.
Shouldn't have even been in the top 10.
Yeah, and you find me anywhere. JPO, TMG, Open Night Trivia, and I got the Jedi countertop going on right now, and a few other things going on right now. But yeah, like I say, I got a lot of tournaments coming up soon. So.
All right, yes, and Jacob, plugs, parting words, and other than your own list, who you rocking with? And you know what? I'm gonna go JPO logic because I mean, knocking off All the President's Men and Lawrence of Arabia sounds like a good time. So I'll also go with Stephen. He's also Goodfellas, Zodiac, Moneyball. 8 Mile is a favorite of mine. So if those 2 movies suck, at least I know 4 of them are great. So yeah. And then plugs. you heard Chris. Tournament fights on Friday. Best animated movies. We took the top tens from all of our decade series that we did for Tier Ranker, plus all the honorable mentions. So there will be one play-in match before the bracket is finalized, and having already put that together, the play-in match it sucks. So it's gonna be a tough tournament.
Who's on the
tomorrow
panel for that one?
not your turn, Brian. Tomorrow, Lonely Marks at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, because that's my time zone and it deserves some love as well. We'll be talking our favorite matches of the year so far. Doing our SummerSlam predictions because SummerSlam is on Friday. That'll be me, JPO, Richie, and Austin. So yeah, check that out.
That might be a long episode.
Hey guys,
not really.
hey guys, if you have space for oh never mind. I'm busy that day. I was saying, I
You guys never
like
mind.
I like wrestling. I like wrestling too. I want to talk wrestling. Give me a fight, please.
Yeah, we'll find time to have you on, I'm sure. So yeah, we'll keep you in mind. But yeah, no. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Nothing else in the immediate future. Podcast about movies every other Saturday. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, tournament fights, Tier Ranker, Wheel of Movies, Seen and Heard, lots of good stuff on this channel. Check all these guys out everywhere that they appear. Lots of fun stuff everywhere. So for Steve, for Brian, for JPO, for Chris, I am Jacob, and I know this isn't Lonely Marks, but you know what? We're gonna do it 2 days in a row. Ha ha! This is how we're ending it. Ha ha ha!
Yeah, some people.